Hi everyone, welcome back to our discussion on Who's an Expert. Today we're moving on to Module 5, Lesson 4, where we will talk about popular versus scholarly sources. There are a variety of sources from which you may choose to include in your research. These include blogs and websites, but many of your sources will come from scholarly as well as popular sources. The objectives for the lesson today are define a popular source and a scholarly source, and distinguish the difference between these sources. So what is a popular source? What do we mean by this? Popular sources are magazines or newspapers that are written to entertain or inform the general public about a current event or trend. As shown in this image, the topics can range from politics to entertainment to news. Popular magazines and newspapers have specific characteristics or features. They are usually short articles, often just a few pages. They tend to include photos or illustrations, are written for the general public using common or everyday language, and usually lack references. How can you use these sources in your research? Although they are not considered scholarly, popular magazines or newspapers are a great resource for background reading. You can find up-to-date information on current events, and they can provide testimonials or opinions on your topic. They are a great resource for finding quotes or first-person accounts of trends or events. These articles tend to be very readable and can help you focus your topic and provide context for your topic. So what then is a scholarly source? We have mentioned scholarly sources throughout this course in various lessons. Now let's take a look at them in more detail. Scholarly sources are academic or peer-reviewed journals that are written to communicate new research in a particular field or discipline. Because they are peer-reviewed, these articles are considered objective, credible, and authoritative. As a reminder, peer-reviewed articles are research articles that are reviewed by a panel of the author's peers. These reviewers are usually other academics who specialize in the same discipline as the author, which is why they are considered the author's peers. Their job is to assess quality and accuracy of the research and make sure that conclusions are valid. The panel can suggest changes or additions or recommend further research to be included in the article. Scholarly articles are written by academics, that is, professors, graduate students, or experts in the humanities, social sciences, or sciences. They have a structure to them and very often include data from the research. The sections of a typical scholarly article are abstract, introduction, literature review, findings, conclusion, and references. In this slide, I've included some examples of scholarly journals. They are Nature, Review of Educational Research, and Modern Fiction Studies. What then are the characteristics of a scholarly article? Scholarly articles can vary in length, but in general they are longer than popular articles, and the research is very specific. Scholarly articles are written by experts or scholars in the field, such as professors at Cal Poly. They have a specific structure, as mentioned in the previous slide, and they have an extensive list of references. Finally, scholarly articles will include technical language related to the research and will often include data from their research. Here's an example of a scholarly article. It is entitled, A Cognitive Model for the Representation and Acquisition of Verb Sectional Preferences. Here we have an article that is specifically focused on the development of language. This is an image of a tutorial from North Carolina State University. It is meant to be an interactive tool where you can learn more about the sections of a scholarly article. When you click on the sections, a box appears explaining what the section is. I recommend visiting this tutorial. It is a fun, interactive way to learn more about sections of a scholarly article, so check it out. Now let's review what we've learned in this lesson. Popular sources are designed for the general public to inform or entertain you on current events or popular culture. They are typically short articles with photos, advertising, and sometimes graphs or charts. Some examples of popular magazines are Time Magazine, or People Magazine. Scholarly sources, on the other hand, are written by researchers in a particular field presenting their research findings. The articles are highly structured with sections like abstract, literature review, and findings, as we discussed earlier, with an extensive list of references. The audience for these articles is other researchers, scholars, and academics in that field or a related field. An example of a scholarly journal is the New England Journal of Medicine or the Journal of Biology. For your activity today, I posted 3 journals to Blackboard, and there are 9 questions for you to answer about these journals. Start thinking about the author's credentials or authority, subjects covered, and the number of references, if any, for the activity. Have a good day, students. See you online.